Hey, folks, thanks for joining us here with Captain Harry talking Royal Caribbean tonight. Thanks so much for joining us here. We've got a few folks still trying to sign in, so we're going to kind of continue to work behind the scenes on that. I appreciate everyone's patience as we try to work towards this and get everything squared away. I want to thank my son, Nate Magoon. He's my executive producer here with our podcast and webinars here. And again, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to really start ramping these up and working on these as we go through the cruising season. But we're very, very excited right out of the gate. We have an awesome guest here, Melissa Oskert from Royal Caribbean. She's been good enough to join us here tonight. We have some specials to surprises here, but thank you, Melissa. And I hope your day is going well. And how's everything with Royal Caribbean?
Harry, thank you. Captain Harry, thanks for having me. And I'm just so excited to talk to everyone. We are back. Everybody's back. And I'm going to be talking about all the wonderful ships that we have going and the latest and the greatest. But I just want to start off with your music selection was the best because I'm in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and it's like 97 today. So it's like hot, hot, hot. And we're going to talk about all the great destinations. So thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
So that's great. So again, I'm Harry Magoon. I work with Cruise Travel Outlet. My contact info is here. My best way to reach me is harry@cruisetraveleloutlet.com. And you can always reach me, cell or text at 603-425-3537. Again, these are our webinars and podcasts. This is being recorded. So we're going to be uploading this at the All Aboard Podcast Cruising Podcast YouTube page. And but we're really excited right out of the gate here. We're going to have Melissa talking about Royal Caribbean. So many things here. And I know as a business development manager, Melissa, you've done a lot of cruising. That's part of your job. What's kind of like the latest thing you've done and something that really was an eye-opener for you?
So really, as you said, just so many great things that are happening right now. And probably the greatest thing this year in 2022 that's happened is our delivery of Wonder of the Seas. It's our brand new ship. I know with your events and your podcasts and your webinars, you have many folks on probably that may have cruised before or some who haven't. Many look for the new ships, the brand new ships. So we're going to talk about Wonder. I have a few slides that I'll bring up about Wonder. And she right now is doing Europe, and then she'll be coming over to Port Canaveral in Orlando to make her home base, and she'll be there year-round out of Port Canaveral, doing a variety of itineraries. But the highlight, of course, is stopping at our private island of Perfect Day. I wore my Perfect Day logo shirt today, and we'll talk about Perfect Day in the presentation as well.
Awesome. So let's have at it. I think you're able to share your screen here.
I am. I will do that. And while I'm sharing it, folks, again, thank you so much for joining us. I've worked with Cruise Travel Outlet and Harry for many years. If you have questions along the way of this presentation, feel free to put it in the chat and the Q&A, I should say, and we will definitely take those. We will take those right at the end. So let me share, and I hope I'm sharing okay. Hold on. Let's see. I think I'm sharing too much here. What do you think? Can you see my screen?
We can see it.
Okay, good. Yeah, I shared way too much. Forget what you just saw, guys. Anyways, just more emails to answer. So again, I'm here with Captain Harry. He already gave you his contact information. We'll have that throughout the presentation here. And a little bit about what we want to do today. I hope to keep this to about 20 minutes and then open it up to question and answers. And you folks might have already keyed in on that first page that Harry and Nate shared in the beginning that we have a giveaway. You have to be here at the end for the giveaway, so stay tuned for that. So what are we going to talk about? Who are we? The destinations we go to. The driving market has increased, and do you want to drive to your next cruise? We'll talk about some vacation ideas there. New things, and then special offers just for Cruise Travel Outlet for being here tonight. We'll talk about those. So a little bit about Royal. I wish if you were live in front of me, I would say everybody in the audience, and you don't feel you have to put your hand up because I can't see you. But who has been on Royal Caribbean? My guess is the mix of our audience. Some people have been on Royal. Great. Oh, 3 people raised their hand already. I love it. I love it. Oh, it keeps going. I love it. So thank you so much for that. So you might know really what our goal is and our mission is that we try to inspire, and we're really bringing ships and destinations that are really innovative. So for that, you know, in terms of the destinations that we go to, and we really feel we have a focus on our guests. We are delivering and developing new destinations, a modern fleet, and really the future of design. We'll talk about Icon and Utopia as well down the road as well. And then we also, if you asked me the question about what makes Royal Caribbean different, for many of you who didn't raise your hand, you know, I might have tried a different company, I might have been on a different cruise, but we really feel we deliver world-class service. Our crew on board, we really feel make the big difference. If you've been on board Royal, you might have had all different experiences and where you've gone, but the crew are just truly, truly amazing. So we feel we do these 3 pillars: explore the world, inspire adventure, and deliver world-class service. So where do we go? This chart kind of shows a little bit all of our major destinations: Alaska, Canada, New England, Europe, Asia, the Pacific Coast, Caribbean, Bahamas, and Bermuda, which is really a lot of our fleet, spending a lot of time there, and Australia and New Zealand. So this bit of an eye chart tells you where we leave from. And again, what we've seen in an increase, even pre-pandemic. All right, I'll say the word, pandemic. But pre-pandemic, that we really saw folks wanting to drive to ports of call, to jump on ships then. Now, post-pandemic, we're seeing that even more and more and more. So I love this chart. It shows you all the different areas and different departure points. Many of you are from all different areas. My guess is maybe quite a few people are from the Northeast. Again, I live in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, not too far from Harry. But I know Harry's clients are all over the States and all over the world. So again, you can see all the different destinations we go to. So really the highlights: Caribbean and Bermuda and Bahamas. About 50% of our fleet are always in the Caribbean, in Bermuda and Bahamas. We'll talk about which ships. Alaska, we actually have 4 ships currently doing Alaska. September and a few sailings in October of this year. We'll be finishing up those 4 itineraries on the ships. And for 2023, we have 4 ships up in Alaska as well. A highlight that if you haven't done before, if you've done Alaska but wanted to do the cruise tour, really the land portion of Alaska is really the highlight. Getting up to Denali National Park, and what you're seeing in front of you is the Wilderness Express train. What it is I love the shot because it shows the Alaskan Railroad right here in the front, which is actually the engine of all the cruise lines rail cars. So you can see us, we're actually a few back, but we're the first. Before the cruise tours were in white. We're a little bit taller than the rest. I just want to highlight that here. But again, if you're thinking about Alaska, always consider starting with a cruise tour, ending your cruise with a cruise tour. Really a great option for folks. We also do Canada, New England, one of those being the Voyage of the Seas, which is our giveaway tonight. Voyager comes to us for the first time ever doing round trip Canada, New England from Boston. And if you're interested in that, we do have some space available for September and October if you're ready to get away. But wait, today's what? The 31st. You in the next couple of weeks, be ready for that. But again, wait to the end. We're very excited to do a giveaway on the Voyage of the Seas. Europe, currently we have 7 ships doing Europe for the 22 season, and we have 8 ships doing Europe in the 23 season. So more details down the road for that. Australia and New Zealand, we usually have 3 ships there. So again, lots of variety. And also Asia, we have 2 ships doing a variety of different itineraries in Asia. So kind of some of our highlights for where we go in terms of ports and especially the highlight of the Caribbean as I started this off. For Royal Caribbean, we actually stop at Perfect Day. We have owned Perfect Day since the early 80s, always known as Coco Cay. I started, I'm going to date myself now, Harry, but you and I met years and years ago, but I started with Royal Caribbean 29 years ago on board as what we call now guest services. It was, my position at that time was known as a purser. I had the full white uniform and the epaulets, had it going on. And one of my side jobs, just as my daughters would call, I have two college age daughters now, and they say, "Mom, you need to work on your side hustle." And I've said, I always had a side hustle. One of my side jobs is I worked at Coco Cay signing out the floating mats. But now we advance 28 years, and what we did 4 years ago is we actually did a total revamp of Perfect Day, adding a beautiful water park and a whole area of the island that we'll talk about in a moment here. Here's a great map of Perfect Day, and again, a great highlight. Only Royal Caribbean guests stop at Perfect Day. Perfect Day, Coco Cay, is a berry island in Nassau, Bahamas, located about 20 miles from Nassau. But again, it's our own island. Only our guests stop here. The amplification process, or what we added to Perfect Day, is first the pier. You see a pier there. No one is tendering. And then we have kind of the thrill water park area of the island, and then the chill part of the island. We have wonderful lunch options and lots of activities. Some of the thrill activities you'll see is the largest, tallest water slide in North America, called Thrill Water Park, which over here to the left, it's Daredevil's Peak with a zip line. We have an up and away balloon ride. So here's a great shot of Daredevil's Peak here. In the Thrill Water Park, there's over 22 different slides and pools. Just a great fun activity day. We have the largest wave pool in the Caribbean here at Perfect Day. Adventure pool, lots of things for families and kids to do. But if you're like me, the thrill is just way too much. I prefer the chill part. And part of Perfect Day, we have a full other area of the island, which is still the beautiful, pristine beach. More on the quieter side, but still you could have Oasis Lagoon, which is a freshwater swim-up bar. And then my favorite is the VIP experience of Coco Beach Club. Coco Beach Club is a suites only, but also an upgraded shore excursion that folks can purchase entrance into the Coco Beach Club. And here you have a beautiful infinity pool. You can see, here's actually a video. Little aerial shots of Coco Beach Club. So hopefully the video came over well, Harry. I hope so. I see a head shaking. Good. But again, Perfect Day with the over the water cabanas. Just a great experience at Perfect Day. So again, highlight here, upgraded lunch options, beautiful area to have lunch throughout the island. And again, lots of things to do if that's what you would like. Or again, if you just want to chill, go chill. We also have another private island in Labadee, which is at the very tip of a peninsula of Haiti. And again, only our guests visit here. It's a full private island experience, beautiful lunch, beautiful beach activities. So again, that was really a highlight of the Caribbean. I wanted to share with your audience as well, Harry, is the Northeast Adventures. Again, that drive market we talked about. We're finding more and more people don't want the headache of flying. I think we can all agree to that. Just air travel's been more hectic, even in the last few months and even over the last year. So we have seen drive markets really become very popular. So even for us here, again, I'm up here in New Hampshire, and we have our beautiful pier in Bayonne, New Jersey. And without traffic, it takes me about 4.5 hours. Very easy to get to, and again, easy departure point. So let me talk about the ships that are out of Cape Liberty. Again, that's in Bayonne, New Jersey. We have Oasis of the Seas right now. We have Anthem coming, and we have Adventure doing Bermuda right now. And then for 2023, we have Liberty, Jewel, and Enchantment and Vision. And again, as I mentioned, Voyager of the Seas, our giveaway, is out of Boston. So the ones here that are listed of Cape Liberty, you can see, and again, we'll talk about the itineraries, but some are currently there now and throughout the fall. Anthem of the Seas is a great staple. It's there through the winter time. So even if you're thinking, wow, I never thought I would drive to a ship. I always thought I had to go to South Florida. But here we have Anthem of the Seas, right out of Cape Liberty, easy to get to, full parking garage, 9 miles from Newark if you would like to fly. I know what I do. I jump on C&J right here in Portsmouth, and I take the bus right to Port Authority. And then I jump in an Uber over to Cape Liberty. So it makes it very, very easy. Lots of ways to get to Cape Liberty. And again, you can see all the different itineraries that we do. Here's some sample itineraries. So, for example, it's a bit of an eye chart here, but the first one is what Oasis does. It's a 7-night perfect day in Bahamas. And again, if you can see the green little squigglies here from Cape Liberty, stopping in Port Canaveral and Orlando, Nassau, and Perfect Day. And you have Oasis of the Seas, which is our first Oasis class with all the beautiful neighborhoods and all the great things that Oasis has on board. Adventure is doing 5 nights right now, stopping in Bermuda and overnighting in Bermuda. And then we also have Jewel of the Seas doing, Voyager doing Boston, but Jewel does a 9-night Canada New England. So here's again, just a shot of the Oasis. What the captain likes to do from Cape Liberty, I don't know if anyone has sailed from Cape Liberty, but the captain likes to go over to the skyline of Manhattan on the way out of the channel. It's one of the most beautiful sailaways I've ever been. So if you haven't done it, check it out. Again, Oasis is there right now through October. If you're ready to go next week, Harry's ready. Let him know. He'll set you up. But if you're thinking more for 23, Oasis is there from May through October of 23. I mentioned Anthem before. Again, she's there through the winter. As soon as Oasis leaves, Anthem takes over. So you can always know that a ship is there in Cape Liberty for you. I love the great itinerary she does in the January and February of 12 nights. Because you might be thinking, okay, wait, it's really cold where I live and I'm driving to New Jersey. Yes, there could be a day and a half of a little cooler weather, but it gets down in the deep southern itineraries. And Anthem stops at beautiful islands like St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Kitts, I mentioned Barbados, and Aruba, and just that really deep southern Caribbean itineraries. I picked a couple, also what we call the one-off sailings I always like to just highlight. This one is already coming up in October, might be a little late. We call it our transatlantic. But Anthem, when she comes back to New Jersey, she leaves from London because remember, she's doing Europe right now. But if you're looking at something different to do, fly over to London, spend a few nights in London, and then you see the great itinerary, stopping in the Azores, Halifax, Boston. Again, lots of sea days if you like that, and a lot of people really like that. And then you can see another itinerary over here to the right, what she'll be doing for October of 2023 when she comes back next year. So if you're someone who has sailed with us, and I know a lot of our audience has, many of you look for these sort of one-offs, different itineraries. So check those out. Liberty, we're very excited. She's coming next year. So she'll be home ported in Cape Liberty doing 4- and 5-night Bermuda with overnight stays in Bermuda, and then a 9-night Caribbean and Bermuda. She'll do a 4-night Canada and some Canadian sailings as well. So we're very excited. If you love that Freedom class, and we'll talk about the different ships more in detail in just a moment, but Liberty is just a home run, really. I find the Freedom class everybody likes, meaning for Oasis class or a home run, but some people say, you know, it might be a little too big for them. And then our Voyager class or Radiance class might be a little small to them. Everybody loves Freedom. Everybody loves Liberty. Everybody loves Independence. So check this ship out when she arrives in Cape Liberty next year. As I mentioned, Jewel is coming as well, and she'll be doing some 14 nights, some nice, really interesting Greenland itineraries, and then some fall foliage from Cape Liberty. Here's some nice of those different one-offs, I should say, unique sailings. She leaves her European itinerary next year from Amsterdam, ends in Cape Liberty. And here's a different type of Greenland, that 14-night Greenland itinerary that's round trip from Cape Liberty, leaving on September 14th, 2023. So again, I know many of you are seasoned travelers. These are really different itineraries. I always like to highlight those. Again, another chart just to remind you all the ships that are here in the Northeast now in 23 and even into 24. So I know I usually always get questions about what deployment is out. Harry and I are ready to help you with everything out through 2024. We're waiting for Alaska for 2024, but it's out through 23. But Caribbean is all out till spring of 2024. Because I know many of you may have not traveled or you've just been waiting and seeing what's happening. And now everyone is really wanting to get away if they haven't. So know that you can book any cruise through mid 2024, and we're ready to announce Alaska and Europe of 2024 as well. So check those sailings out. And then Baltimore, if anyone's near Baltimore, I know some are, easy to get to. We have Enchantment for this year. And also for next year, doing some 5-night Bermuda, doing some more Bermuda Perfect Day. And I love this one, the 8-night Southeast Coast, stopping a few places right along the Southeast Coast and the Bahamas and Perfect Day. So again, easy, nice areas to get to drive to, and great itineraries. And then Vision is also will be out of Baltimore for 23 and into 24. So 2 ships out of Baltimore for next year. Very exciting for the Port of Baltimore. A couple of those unique sailings. This one from Fort Lauderdale to Baltimore, stopping at some great Caribbean islands. And this one round trip, Southern Caribbean in January of 24. So these are just a couple examples. We have many different itineraries. Harry can send you some flyers, or if there's something you're looking for that you say, oh, that Vision sounded really good. I was listening to Melissa, but she was going off on so many things, but that sounded really great. Can you tell me what's out of Baltimore? And we have great flyers ready to go, and can give you a list of everything we have out of different departure points. So kind of changing gears, innovative ships. I want to talk about the ships. I started with the destinations because I always want to start there. That really what makes us different on all the different areas that we go to. But what makes us even more different is our innovative ships. All of these things you'll experience on Royal Caribbean, from entertainment to signature activities, dining. We'll talk about all these things here, but this is where we feel, if you're an audience member right now and say, I've heard with Royal Caribbean, but I've been with a different line, which is great, where we all kind of have our different things for our brand that we really like to showcase. And let me tell you about really some of the highlights. So on all of our ships, and if I'm probably not quick enough to get this in the chat or the Q&A, I would ask, how many ships does Royal Caribbean have? Does anyone know? We have 26 right now, and I'll tell you, we have a few more on order, and I'll tell you a little bit about that. But for all those 20 ships, we have the Rockwall, we have Broadway shows on many of them, pools, Adventure Ocean, our kids' activities are on all of our ships, the Windjam, the Comedy Club, casino, conference centers, vitality, spa, and fitness. So even though we have so many ships, and I know many times it's hard to keep track of which one it has this, which one of that, there's many similar attributes to many of our ships. So kind of a great shot of really where we've gone. Royal Caribbean's been in business for 52 years. And the classes of ships that we have now, Vision, Voyager, Radiance, Freedom, Oasis, Quantum, and soon to be a brand new class, Icon, and I'll tell you the only secret I know about that in a moment. But we're very excited that all of our ships have been back and have been back for a while, and our guests on board are extremely, extremely happy now, and we just can't wait to get everybody back on board who've been waiting. So a little bit about each class. Vision class. These ships were built in the late 96, 98. I still worked on board. I know I'm dating myself now, but I took Rhapsody out of France. She was built in France. These ships were really built in terms of different itineraries, Panama Canal, Alaska, really geared at all the glass that's on board. You can see all the different amenities we have on board there. Then back in 99, Voyager came out, and many of these ships have been amplified many times over, but this was the first city street down the middle of a ship with Voyager class that came out. So again, that really evolved our activities on board, our entertainment, our dining, accommodations. Radiance, some of my favorite ships are on our Radiance class. These are our smaller ships. If some of you folks are thinking, you know what, I love those big ships, look great and wow, but hey, I don't need all that. Our Radiance clips are really smaller ships geared at the destination first, meaning many of these ships are in Alaska, doing the Panama Canal, over in Europe, over in Australia and New Zealand. So again, we definitely have some smaller ships geared at different itineraries. Talking about Freedom Class just a few minutes ago, these are our ship that a bit bigger than Voyager class, more amenities, more dining, entertainment on board. And then the Oasis class debuted, and most folks went crazy and have gone crazy for these. Currently we have 5 ships right now, and then our 6th Oasis class is arriving in 24, Utopia of the Seas. This is the class many of you might have been on, which is geared at our neighborhood theme, with 6 different neighborhoods, except for Wonder. Wonder has 7 different neighborhoods, has its suite-only neighborhood. But again, just more of these signature elements of the activities that you see off here to the right, the entertainment, dining, accommodations. This is a list of the 7 neighborhoods on Wonder here. Just a really great class of ship with so many activities for our families and for our travelers that want all these wonderful activities. And then Quantum Class. Again, we have 5 ships under Quantum Class, and I love this class of ship. I always describe when Quantum came out, it was really the first ship I felt, if some of you have traveled on Celebrity, our sister brand, I feel there's a little bit of Celebrity, there's a little bit of Royal. And I just love these ships. They're very elegant, still with the wows of the entertainment and our activities, but very, very elegant ships. So again, these have been really done well for us. In Odyssey, we did take delivery of Odyssey last year, and she's doing extremely well over in Europe right now, and then she'll end up in Fort Lauderdale shortly as well. So if that's not enough, if I haven't lost you yet, folks, look at this slide. If that wasn't enough for all of us, we have lots of ships coming. Harry, you and I are going to be busy for a while. So let's do more of these webinars of all these. We can do them specifically on each ship. There's just so much to talk about. But Wonder is sailing right now. As I mentioned, she's over in Europe. She does round trip Barcelona, 7-night, stopping in Italy, France, and Spain. So if anyone's thinking, you know what, I just found a great air rate for round trip Barcelona, there's space, September and October sailings. Icon of the Seas, we take delivery for her next year. We're about to do the big reveals about her. It is all about sustainability. Icon has a whole different propulsion gas fuel system that we're going to be talking about. And from that, it's a whole different class of ship. The rumor is she's a little bit smaller than Oasis, but completely different. And that's all I know. Seriously, we've been asking. I can't even tell you there's rumors, but there's too many rumors to even guess on where she'll be. But I do feel confident. I think Icon will be out of North America. My guess is on the southern Florida area, but you know, Harry, you'll be the first to know, and we're about to announce that, I believe, the beginning of October. So more to come on Icon.
Great.
And then our 6th Oasis class, Utopia of the Seas, she comes in 2024, and then we have Icon class 2 and 3. So lots of great things coming in the future, and especially if you're our Crown and Anchor members, I know you're always looking for our newest ships, so lots to come there. So again, big shout out for Icon and Utopia. More to come on those. A little bit about our accommodations. Again, many of you have been with us before, but I always like to just put these slides in because we do have some folks that may have never cruised before. And you're like, okay, it's a little bit about the ships. It's a little bit about where you go, but where do I stay? So again, we have different accommodations. Harry can help you with all of these. Insides, promenade views, ocean view, which has the circular here. The balcony cabins are really predominantly what Harry and Cruise Travel Out and what we really suggest, because it's actually the best value, because most ships have 60% or more balcony staterooms. It's actually price-wise much better. Of course, interior, always when deployment comes out, seems to be on the lower end price point, but we don't have many of them. And we all know travel, it's all supply and demand. As less and less are available, the price does go up. So I always suggest to everyone, whatever cabin you're interested in, but always compare a balcony. Many times it's really not that much more, and you have that beautiful slider, fresh air, just a great option. I have to say, we do mostly balcony cabins. And then we have our beautiful suite accommodations. We have junior suite. What the jump up from balcony to junior suite is, you have about 100 more square feet in the cabin, and then your balcony is about double in its size. So you can see here up in the upper left-hand corner. And then it just gets bigger from there. Owner suite, aqua theater suite, sky loft, royal loft, and of course the ultimate family suite. All different amenities are included with all of these cabins. And if you're interested in any of them, just let Harry know. And he does a great job in just giving a price and all the details. You can compare what accommodations. Again, with the suite program, anything above a junior suite on Oasis class and Quantum class, you get lots of extras that are included. And these are just a few here. I would say the one highlight in the Grand Suite and above, you get a secret key to the concierge lounge. And that is everything that a concierge can do for you, but also includes beverages, internet, all the extras, specialty dining and coastal kitchen, and again, lots of just great things. So if many of you have traveled in your balconies and you always thought like, I've done a balcony for a while, let's check out what a junior suite or above is. And again, many times the added extras are like, wow, that's included, that makes sense. So check those things out. And again, ask us, we'll be glad to give you more information about that. The other topic I always get questions about from cruisers is dining options. And again, we always feel we have always offered many different dining options on board. From My Time Dining, which is flexible in giving, you can go into dining at any time for dinner between 6 and 9:30, and our complimentary main dining room. And then, of course, as I mentioned, we have our suite exclusive dining room. All of our ships have many complimentary dining options. What that means, that is included with your cabin fare. And then we do have some specialty dining options on all of our ships as well. Again, I always tell people these are just wonderful experiences. You really want to include this in your experience. But if you don't want to, or it's not in the budget, no worries. There's lots of options for you. One slide I didn't get a chance to include here, but Harry has all the details, is Cruise Travel Outlet actually has for balconies and above booking in the month of September a free dining experience for 2, and you get to pick the dining experience. So again, I will forget to tell you about it because the specialty is right in front of me and I didn't make a slide for that one offer, but Harry knows all about it. So just know that they will provide a great specialty dining experience for you. Beverage packages, we are there. Again, people always ask me, hey, Melissa, do I need to buy? Do I not need to buy? What's included? There's lots of regular beverages included: coffee, tea, milk, lemonade, flavored water. And then we do have soda packages, we have refreshment packages, and we do have alcoholic and non-alcoholic packages available. We always feel, people always ask me too, do we feel you want to include that? We would rather give you the lower available rate when you're booking a cruise, and then you can choose, because people want the flexibility. Not everybody wants that. Some people would love, I'll buy a few drinks when I'm on board, but I don't really need the dining package, or I should say the beverage package. But the dining package is a great option for people who want to do 1 or more dinners as well, but then the beverage package as well. So again, Harry has flyers on all of that. If you're thinking about bringing children, definitely do it. We have really wonderful onboard programming for them, and it's all included. There's no extra charge for any of this. And it's from, I love this shot here, we have from 3 years all the way up to 17 years, all the different age groups. My kids are in college. Actually, they finished college. I keep saying they're college kids. They both what am I thinking? I think I said that. They've graduated from college. They've come home, but they're heading to Boston in 2 weeks. One has a job and one is continuing education. But I'm going on about them because I have 2 kids. One loved Adventure Ocean, and one's still connected to my hip. She won't leave. I'm kidding. But they both had great experiences with Adventure Ocean. My one that loved it would be in there for hours on end. I had to grab her. Or my oldest, though, would always look at the agenda for Adventure Ocean that we put in the cabins for each of our kids and say, I want to do this, I want to do that, but Mom, you better don't be late, come pick me up at this time. I just like it for kids. It gives a great family vacation by doing this for the kids, but also you do so many things on board. We are also an autism-friendly cruise line, and what that means, we offer programming for families that have family members with autism. So you can see a list over here to the right of all the different things that we can offer. If you need more information on that, let Harry know, and he can let you know of all these types of things and more information on that. Entertainment, we have, as I mentioned, great entertainment. These are some of the Broadway shows, and what we mean by that is full Broadway show. We actually purchase the rights from Broadway, meaning the set design, the costume, the level of talent has to be adhered by the Broadway show standards. And if you've been lucky enough to be on one of the ships, seen one of these great shows, you know it's really at that level. I was lucky enough, I took my youngest, who graduated from Ithaca College in June, on Symphony out of Miami. And Hairspray is on that. And I love Hairspray. It was a great experience. And again, they really enjoy it. So just the level of entertainment really sets us apart. You can see all these different shows that are on many of our ships here. Nightlife that's available, live music and dancing, casinos, theme parties, just great things to do. And then once you're booked, once Harry has you booked, he will direct you to all these great things that you can continue to help plan, and he'll help you plan this. We have our pre-cruise planner that will tell you about the different shore excursions and all the different ports of call. I have so much information, but I'm trying to stick to my 35 minutes. I think I'm already over. But we talked about ships, we talked about where we go, but we didn't talk about what you're going to do in those different stops that you're going to go to. And that's what Harry and his folks are there for, is to help you really look at where you're going and really make the most of it. Either it might be doing one of our shore excursions, it might be doing something on your own. I have many passengers or guests that approach me to say, I want to go on a vacation. And my first question is always, well, what do you want to experience on a vacation? Sometimes that question will help you decide which itinerary to pick. So again, I always suggest look at the shore excursions, look at those different things. And again, great ways, easy way to plan. Our shore excursions are very convenient. We're fully responsible for our guests on board, pick up, drop off, making sure you're first off the ship. So check out all these different categories as well. We have folks that want active adventures, accessible tours, culinary delights, and you can see all the different kind of groups that we put them in, depending on what you'd like to do. So our Crown and Anchor members, I see hands up, member benefits. Make sure you let Harry know your Crown and Anchor number, and he will make sure you get the added benefit, the added discount, the goodies of doing or being a great member from the Crown and Anchor Society. Thank you for cruising with us. And basically, you get a point for every cruise night you spend with us. So I know Harry has many Emerald, Diamond, Diamond Plus, and more clients. So just great member benefits. So we just want to say thank you. Thank you for cruising with us. Any folks that have any special needs and any of your family members, just let us know. We're here to help. We have a whole special needs accessible travel desk. Probably one of the most common question I get is it really about dietary, and we have many dietary options, menus on board. If you need any of these special needs, just let us know. Let Harry know. He notes the record. We let the ships know. We just want to make sure your vacation is perfect for you in every way. Internet is always a question. We actually have to change this slide. Internally, we just announced that we have joined. I shouldn't say this because it has been announced. Harry, you'll help me. Musk's, what's his internet? What is it? What is it? I forget what it's called. Starlight Internet. We just signed a deal with Starlight today. They are going to be even faster than our fastest internet at sea. But everybody always wants to know, do we have internet? Is it fast? Is it just like at home? Yes, and yes. So just know that that's available on all of our ships. More to come on the new Starlight partnership, which we're very excited about. Harry will also tell anybody booking with us about our Royal Caribbean app. You can do everything, planning on your phone, even check-in on your phone, even our things that you do when you get on board, and you can even talk to other guests and all types of things. So check out our Royal Caribbean app once you do book, and lots of great things you can do with that. Couple last slides here. I always like to remind people when you're booking your cruise that we have a great air to sea program. And what Harry does, if you want him to look at airfare, he'll look at airfare with our air to sea program, which what that means is that we're fully responsible, making sure you get to the ship and your airfare, it's all packaged together with transfers to and from the airport, or maybe if you'd like to put a hotel ahead of time as well. But just know that's a great option for you, and air to sea is just a great way to package your entire cruise, and you don't have to worry about a thing. We have travel protection too, and Harry can tell you a little bit more about that as well. So the slide that you're all wanting to get to, we were very excited last week. We did just announce our protocol update that as of next week, soon, not next week, sorry, I'm looking at my calendar. Where are we? The 31st, in 6 days. That regardless of vaccination status, we invite everyone on board, which excludes some sailings visiting Bermuda or Canada. So if you have a question with that, let Harry know. And really probably what we're more excited about is really the pre-testing requirement. No longer is a test needed for 9 nights or less. And what Harry does for any of your sailing right now, I know a lot of people still will have questions and travel and protocols. Harry has a way of even just putting the booking ID number, making sure any port of call that's visited, any other updated protocol, he'll give you information to that. But this is what we all have been waiting for, kind of just pull back on the protocols and the testing. And I know our guests, we have many guests that have been waiting to cruise with us, and we're very excited to announce that. So my last slide is one of my favorite, is really Captain Harry. If you haven't worked with Harry before, he is an expert in his field. He will give you full service. He knows everything about cruising, and he can help you with anything. If you're interested in a Royal Caribbean cruise, great, or something else, let him know. Nowadays, travel advisors, travel professionals are needed more than ever, and people know that, clients know that, and Harry's here to help you. So what are these specials before we get to our giveaway, and before we get to Q&A before the giveaway? Just for attending tonight, Cruise Travel Outlet and Harry are offering all of these great promotions as long as you book by the end of September. So you're getting 30% off all guests. You get extra onboard credit. If you're Crown and Anchor, as I mentioned before, you get an instant savings for Gold member above. And if you use air on top of that with a cruise, you're earning $500 off Europe and Alaska. So again, lots of promotions that Harry has all the information. He'll probably be sending you a follow-up just so you have all this. And again, just an added benefit, just for being here tonight live with us, you get added onboard credit. What that means is just dollars on your SeaPass on board that you can spend on anything you want. If you book an inside, balcony, or suite, you can see the different amounts here. This is a special that's only booked by the 12th with Harry. So just make a note of that. I mentioned as well the dining. That's another added benefit. And if any of you are thinking right now, I really want to do a family cruise. We haven't been together. It's been a while since we've been together. Right now, you're getting extra double onboard credit as long as you book your group with Harry by the end of September. So again, that's 8 cabins or more, and there's other benefits of being a group. But many people have asked us that question. We've all held back. We all haven't traveled together, and we're just very excited to plan something. This is on any 2023 sailing, so extra onboard credit for that. So I think it's time for Q&A. I know that was a lot of information. I could have rambled on forever and ever, but give me the hook. But why don't we open up to Q&A, Harry?
That was truly amazing. Oh my goodness, so much information. Really awesome job with that. Thank you so much. Really, really cool stuff. I had a quick question. Do they still have, oh my gosh, Coco Locos at Coco Cay?
They do. I might have had a couple in June. We have Coco Locos in the signature cup, and it's included with the beverage package. Yes, I did buy the beverage package, that cruise. So yeah, Coco Locos, I love that. Little rum punch, coconut, fabulous.
Perfect, perfect. I think Nate's going to help us here with some Q&As. Nate, you want to look through the Q&As for us?
Absolutely. How we doing, everybody? So first question we got from our friend Robin. On the private island, are any of the amenities free, such as meals and lounge chairs? We could speak to that.
Great question, Robin. Yes. So in terms of everything you saw, and I know it was so much, 60% of it is all included in your cabin fare. So the lounge chairs are included, the lunch options there that are included. You want to go to the Oasis Lagoon and the pool, that's all included. What is extra is entrance into the Thrill Water Park. What is extra is the up and away balloon ride, the zip line, other activities on board, but there's plenty of things that are included. Even for the kids, we have this huge pirate ship that's an interactive little mini water park for kids. We kind of say 5 and under. I mean, anyone can go in there, but I always remind families, if you have young kids, of course, the Royal Caribbean hat, we want you to buy the Thrill Water Park, but you don't need to. If you have real small kids, go to that beautiful pirate ship and plant yourself in the complimentary lounge chairs and you're good. So there's lots that's included. I will follow up with Harry after this too, and those maps that you saw, I'm going to send those to him. He probably already has those, but if anyone would like those, contact him and he can send you the map that will kind of give you a list of all the things to do.
All right, awesome. Next question. For cruises leaving out of Boston, what should people expect as far as what that looks like?
So if the question, if I understand, is probably Boston this year, I bet, right? So
Yes.
after September 5th. So if you're on the Voyager is our only ship that's out of Boston. It does do Canada, New England through September and October, and it does do that one beautiful repositioning from Boston to Florida. So that falls in, again, if it's 9 nights and less, so again, those are all the 7 nights, no pre-testing, no COVID test needed. And again, vaccination status, anybody is welcome regardless of vaccination status. However, your question is a good one because that reposition, I believe, is a 10-night. So as it states right now, anything above a 9-night would require the pre-COVID test. So again, if you have that booked, anyone here tonight, if you have something booked particularly, let your travel advisor, hopefully it's Harry, know your question, and they have specifics exactly on that sail date.
Awesome. We have some folks wondering if it's been a little bit since they've sailed, talking 80s or 90s, would they still have their Crown and Anchor membership available to count?
Yes. So our database goes back. What Harry will do is, even hopefully if you have the number, many people don't get me wrong, but if the ship and the sail date, even it was on the Sovereign or the Majesty or the Nordic Prince, remember those. If you have those details, Harry will contact our Crown and Anchor to get that, and we will give you credit. So as long as you have the ship and sail date, if you have the whole booking number, some people do, it's kind of crazy. But whatever you can supply Harry, he will find it out and get credit for that for sure.
Awesome. Next question. You showed a cabin with a virtual balcony. Are these common?
Great question. There's a few of them. We do have virtual balconies on Freedom class and Oasis class and Quantum class. And technically it's an inside cabin, but it's one category up because it has that live stream. I've stayed in one. It actually is kind of nice. It's a digital feed from the outside so you can see the weather. So I would say how many we have. We don't have a lot, but we probably have about 20 on our Oasis class and Quantum class. So it is different, especially again, if you're in that inside cabin, if that's what you're interested in budget wise too. Sometimes it's just something different to have. People like them.
Great. Someone else asks, is there a mixed drink? I imagine they're talking about, is there a mixed drink cocktail list or variety?
Is it a question about maybe what's like the type of liquor, I should say brands? Because we do, in terms of the beverage package, we'll give you the deluxe package or the regular package, and that does have a list of the types of drinks, but also the brands that's used. I think that might be the question. I'm not sure.
Yes, yeah. I think that it looks like they just might be wondering if there's like a menu somewhere
There
of
is.
mixed cocktails.
Yes, there is. We do have, I can find it, and if you contact Terry with your email exactly what you're looking for, I can send it to him. But we have, it's mostly just a general menu. It probably doesn't include everything, but just to give you an idea of what drinks are on board, what costs are. A lot of people like to look at it to just say, hey, does it make sense to buy the beverage package or it doesn't make sense? So we do have that, yes.
One other user asks if you believe that the pools on board Royal ships are good size compared to other cruise lines.
Compared to other cruise lines, for sure, for sure. And I'm going to take it. I can't say that because it's our sister brand, but I lived in Stratham, New Hampshire for 17 years, and on a different brand, not ours. I swear my backyard pool is bigger than this one. But Royal, we pride ourselves for that because we go. We really target the family market. Other cruise lines pools might be smaller, but it's a different target market. For example, Oasis class has 4 different pools, has a freshwater pool, has a saltwater pool. So we definitely feel for the cruise ships, we are some of the largest ships, largest pools on our ships. And again, I always have to highlight Perfect Day having the largest freshwater pool in the Caribbean, which I was amazed when we came out with that stat. Like out of all the hotels and beautiful properties and resorts in the Caribbean, we have the largest freshwater pool. So yes, yeah, I say pools, water slides, water parks. It's the rage lately. Total the rage.
Awesome. This one isn't really a question, but I think this person is looking more for information about service animals and the access that they have on board.
Sure. So that falls under our special needs desk. And I'm just going to guess maybe a service dog. I actually had a small group I worked with in just last year that had 6 service animals they brought on board, and I learned so much about them. So we have that ability, we have that desk, we have the whole process in place. So just let Harry know what your questions are, and we can get that information. I just a little side note because I love my dog actually, and I just learned so much about service dogs with this small group that went on board. When the travel professional asked me, like, now, Melissa, we need to arrange for some off leash time. And I didn't really get that. And they explained to me fully because, I had to approach the ship and ask for 6 service dogs and where can we let them run around at a certain time. And it totally made sense because these wonderful dogs are fully on their job when they're on their leash that they needed to run around. So we actually had the helicopter pad area roped off for them for certain times for the day. But I rambled on of your question, but we have a full desk there to help you and answer questions. So let Harry know and we can get all that information to you.
All right, and we are just about at the end here of our questions. I want to tell you that one of our attendees says that they would love to see more Royal cruises out of Boston towards Bermuda next spring or summer. So just sharing that with you.
Us too. Whenever we're at sales meeting and our deployment folks come on, we all inundate them. And I didn't include it because we just announcement. We didn't have any professional slides, but Serenade will be here in Boston for 2023. The itinerary is being finalized right now, but there are, I believe, 5 7-night Canada, New England, 1 5-night Canada, and 1 repositioning from, I believe it's Amsterdam to Boston. So again, if you want information for Serenade 2023 out of Boston, just let Harry know. So I agree with you, more ships, more ships. I love an Oasis class. Harry, I'll be bugging you every week if we get an Oasis class. We're gonna sell this out of Boston.
We'll take anything at this point. I mean,
I agree.
we need competition here for sure, but that sounds good. Couple more there, Nate, I think.
Yes. One of our participants is wondering about the Voyager repositioning cruise out of Boston, wondering if it's a 7-day or a 10-day. I think we're just looking for a little more information on that repositioning.
Sure. So actually, it's a little bit late to the party for that one. I think it's happening as we speak. So Voyager is for this year, and she's repositioning as we speak. I think she's almost to Boston now. She left Copenhagen about a week ago, and she arrives in Boston, I want to say on the 3rd. Again, my calendar in front of me. And she does 6, 7-night Canada, New England from Boston for this year. So, and that's soon our giveaway we'll talk about, but she does 7-night. There's still some space on the round trip from Boston. It does do Canada, New England, does stops include Portland, Maine, Bar Harbor, Nova Scotia, and again, round trip from Boston. So if you're interested in any of those, that starts on, let me just flip my calendar here. Excuse me, it leaves on a Sunday. So she'll arrive to Boston this Sunday. You'll see if anyone's down at the seaport, you'll see Voyager. And she'll be there from September 4th all the way through the end of October. And again, there's still some space on those sailings. If you're interested, let Harry know. He can help you.
Awesome. And our last question tonight, I find it very important, especially as a person who always needs a little bit of espresso or coffee first things in the morning to get going. Is there a Starbucks on all the newer ships?
There is.
Or some sort of coffee venue?
Yes. So I love that question because we just made another internal announcement. So on Voyager class and above, there's actually a Starbucks, fully operational regular Starbucks on the ships. But we actually have purchased the rights to serve Starbucks coffee in all of the venues starting in 2023. So for the early risers, you now can even be at the Windjammer or the Cafe Promenade that offers 24-hour coffee service there as well. So yes to Starbucks.
Great. Thank you, Nate. Thank you so much for helping us with those questions. I think just one of the follow-ups was the repositioning of the Voyager, the 7-night that goes from Boston to San Juan, October 30th to November 6th, 2022. I think that's one of the ones that one of the attendees was questioning about, just asking about. But I think there's still some space on there from what I'm checking here. So
no, you're right. You know what? Sorry, I missed that. You're right. It's actually October. You're right. It's October. Let me double check my list. October 30th, as you said, 7 nights, and it ends right in San Juan. So we do have space on that. There is still space. I don't have the itinerary right in front of me, but I believe it includes a couple stops. And then what a lot of people like to do is get off in San Juan, of course, and spend a few days in San Juan and then fly home. Especially if you're from the Northeast, it'd be one-way airfare. So that's a great option. Yeah,
and there's a chance to go see Perfect Day Coco Cay is on day 4, then cruising day 5, Puerto Plata and Dominican, and then you're over to St. Thomas, and then ending in San Juan. So yeah, awesome repositioning. And I want to mention too, many folks on our pages love the longer itinerary. So I love that you highlighted some of them that go down into the Southern Caribbean, and maybe we'll take a leap back at some point in the future to highlight some of those a little more. And because I know you also mentioned about going down to Cape Liberty, how it wasn't really a lot of heavy lifting there. You're kind of figuring out your way how to get down there, if it's a bus or some other mode of transportation. But maybe we'll take a gander at that on the next time around.
Oh, I love it. I love it if you invite me back for sure. And that's the thing where we can really specialize. There's so many itineraries to talk about with 26 ships. And again, if you folks on today or Harry, you find interest, like I have great presentations specifically on Caribbean or specifically even on Europe. We didn't even dive into all the Europe itineraries. So yeah, I'd love to be back. Would love to do that.
Awesome. Right. Awesome. And I think we got another little point of business to take care of here.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Captain Harry's giveaway. Again, this is the Amplified Voyage of the Seas, soon to arrive in Boston. And we have a cabin for 2 or 1. Hey, if you want to bring a friend, whoever wins it, you can. But if that person can't come, you can go by yourself. It's for taxes, fees, and gratuities only. And I'll turn it over to Harry to let the announcement know who won.
Awesome. And thanks to my trusty executive producer, we find that Lori Curtis is the winner. So congratulations, Lori. You're our grand prize, right? What the heck? It's
I want to go with you, Lori. I could use a vacation. That's the October 2nd sail date. Again, leave over Boston. You can go up to Bar Harbor, Portland, Maine, Halifax. Have a great time. I'm sure Harry's going to send you all the details. So congratulations.
awesome, awesome. Congratulations again. And, thank you so much. At Cruise Travel Outlet, we have such a great operation there with Bill Walsh leading us, and so much variety and so many great options available for folks to cruise. And our travel partners, we love our travel partners. Melissa, you've been outstanding tonight. You really knocked it out of the park, with the presentation here, and topped it off with this awesome grand prize. So thank you so much for joining us here. We've had about 25 people or so on the call. I think everything went great. My contact info is there. Always talking to folks on the internet, also on our Facebook pages. But thank you so much, Melissa. I hope you have a great rest of your evening, and all goes well with the wind up of summer, and we have a great Labor Day weekend.
Thanks so much, Harry. And thank Nate for all your wonderful audio visual, and everyone for attending tonight. And thanks. I'll be back, Harry. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks so much, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks again. Take care.